Today's horoscope, Aries, June 2nd, 2025. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money, and compatibility with other signs. With Venus and Chiron joining forces in your solar house today, you are braver about expressing yourself. Opening your heart leads to chances to heal and resolve problems. You tend to gravitate towards things that need improvement, growth, and development. People around you can be catalysts for relating and connecting more openly and idly. There can be a willingness to learn from one another and learn from past mistakes, which improves your experiences. As well, as the Moon and Mars align in your sign, you might enjoy giving or sharing something of yourself with others. Consider that you have more impact on others than usual today. Whether you are moving a relationship forward or letting go of something that is not working for you, this is a superb time for self-honesty. A significant karmic period is occurring over the coming years. Saturn, the great taskmaster planet, is moving through your zodiac sign. As a celestial teacher of perseverance, patience, and life lessons, Saturn sometimes educates through hardship, pain, responsibility, challenges, or obstacles. This is not ultimately to harm humanity but to bring up essential lessons that can aid us in being stronger and more aligned with our destiny. In Aries, Saturn will focus on how we assert ourselves and embrace independence and conquest in love, life, or war. This is a crucial time to understand how we create our destiny, especially when it comes to the pursuit of growth in our personal lives. Be cautious about budget issues, and don't spend any money without asking first. Financial mistakes won't bode well for your standing. The confusion won't last very long, but deficits will. Feelings of discouragement are a possibility with today's celestial energies. What you want may seem to be out of reach, quickly breeding a feeling of sadness. Focus on all that you do to nurture yourself, and the many small accomplishments you've made since reading your wellness horoscope. You can take steps to avoid the pitfalls of depression as soon as you recognize the signs. Definitely ask a friend to cheer you up, that's what real friends love to do. Be sure you keep your motivation and perspective clear. With the high energy and top speed that often comes with your natural vibration, it can be easier to lose your way than on other days. Further, a hunger for competition can bring unwanted complications if you aren't careful to keep your wits about you. If need be, go over your objectives and schedule so you stay on track. Focused properly, this day can bring out your very best. It is just as Venus has not only reached her last weekend in Aries but has aligned with the dwarf planet Aries, the warrior princess of the cosmos here, that the Moon is making its last visit to a playful and creative part of your chart while Mars, the warrior planet of cosmos, is there. A week before the warrior prince and princess of the cosmos are due to connect directly, the Moon is bringing an early introduction, just as Venus is both giving your heart a voice and the courage to follow where it leads. With the new working week set to get off to a busy start, this will also make it easier to embrace the weekend spirit. Having the Moon in your romantic sector during Venus, the planet of love's last weekend in Aries, is making this one of the most romantical, charged weekends of the year so far. Especially as this is not only the Moon's last visit while Mars, the planet of passion and the warrior planet of the cosmos, is in your romantic sector, but just as Venus is aligned with Aries, the warrior princess of the cosmos here in Aries. There is a lot of romantic passion in the air today. Daily planetary overview. It's a quiet ache, one that can creep in even when you're surrounded by company. Today's astrological alignment, Venus conjoining Chiron in Aries, brings that feeling into focus. It gently challenges us to ask, is it better to be alone than to feel alone with someone who just doesn't see you anymore? This celestial event shines a light on emotional wounds related to love, self-worth, and connection. Venus, the planet of relationships, beauty, and values, meets Chiron, the wounded healer. When this happens in Aries, the sign of individuality, bravery, and instinct, it's a cosmic cue to turn inward and ask ourselves some important questions. Am I truly being cared for? Am I compromising too much of myself to stay connected to someone else? Am I honoring my needs in love, in friendship, even in my family dynamics? If your answer is no, you are not alone. And more importantly, you don't have to stay stuck in that space. Today offers you the clarity and courage to listen to your instincts. That quiet inner voice that's been nudging you to make a change? It's growing louder now. Whether it's about letting go of a toxic tie, redefining the boundaries in an existing relationship, or even reaffirming your own self-worth after a long period of doubt, this energy is here to guide, not to shame. It reminds us that healing isn't always found in holding on, sometimes it's in choosing yourself. Perhaps you've been putting off a decision, hoping things would get better and their own, hoping someone else would change. But with this transit, you may finally find the strength to move forward, not because you've given up, but because you're ready to rise. And that, in itself, is healing. What's powerful about this moment is how it sparks energy in other areas of life too. You may feel a renewed sense of vitality, a fire that inspires action. This is a great time to refocus on personal goals and revisit ideas you've been sitting on. That dream project, that creative pursuit, that health goal you've been thinking about, it's not just a passing thought. It's a seed that's ready to be planted. Take steps, however small, towards something that matters to you. At work, even if new challenges appear, the universe seems to offer support just when you need it. Maybe a colleague steps up unexpectedly. Maybe a mentor gives you advice that changes your perspective. Stay open to help from surprising places. Sometimes the most unlikely interactions become pivotal turning points. Don't dismiss these moments of assistance just because they don't arrive in the form you expected. In terms of your health and wellness, this is also a beautiful time to lay the groundwork for long-term well-being. It doesn't require a radical overhaul. In fact, slow and mindful shifts are often the most lasting. Whether it's cutting back on habits that no longer serve you, or adopting something as simple as a 10-minute morning walk, these gentle commitments can have profound effects over time. And if you're feeling a bit more social today, don't be surprised. Conversations may flow more freely, and people seem more eager to connect. It's a great day to reach out, even if it's just to check in on a friend or chat with someone who makes you laugh. The energy is vibrant, full of curiosity and warmth, making it easier to communicate openly and honestly. So if there's something you've been meaning to say, now might be the right time. Financially, this is a day for smart listening. You've got good instincts. There's real value in seeking advice. Whether you're considering an investment, a purchase, or simply looking to better manage your resources, talk to someone who knows the terrain. You don't have to figure it all out alone. You may be surprised at the opportunities that arise simply by being willing to ask a few good questions. And let's not forget the importance of movement, of doing something active, not just for your body but for your spirit. If you've been feeling stuck or sluggish lately, physical activity could be the release you need. Not in a forced way, but in a joyful one. Call a friend for a walk, try that online dance class you've been eyeing, or simply stretch to your favorite playlist. There's something incredibly uplifting about shared movement. When you move with others, you're reminded you're not carrying the weight of life alone. So today, honor yourself. Not just the polished version that shows up for others, but the raw, honest, brave self that sometimes feels unsure, yet keeps going anyway. There is strength in recognizing what you need, and even more in acting on it. We all experience these crossroads differently, but the journey to healing and self-trust is one we share. And it's one worth walking together. You are worthy of connection that feels mutual. You are allowed to choose peace, even if it means letting go. And you are capable of building a life that feels full even when you stand on your own. Until next time, take care of your energy and let it lead you home to yourself.